Okay, this is video 2 of my garden. All in bloom. Daylilies are just about the end. Do you know that a daylily flower blooms one day and then that flower dies? I think that's mallow. After that flower dies, the next one blooms the next day. Now these are really short gaillardias. And see how the thyme in the labyrinth is working? Some of it is coming along. So you can see because it's blooming. There's lots of weeds because I didn't weed before I planted. Really organized people would do it better. But I'm not that kind of a person, and so this is who I am, and this is the way I did it. One day, Everfar labyrinth will be a great place. It's already a great place in the winter. You can look up the other videos. Just type in Everfar. See? And eventually you'll go in here, and then you go around and back and around and back and around and back and around and back, around and back, and then home or something. No, you won't come back out. You'll just go back around it all around. Anyway, I have to show you all my pretty flowers. Look, the phlox is starting to bloom now too. And look, those are getting buds on them. Oh, I have to tie them up. So they always fall over. And I'm going to see if I can do something to keep them in place. I think I'll put a post in the ground here and a post in the ground on the other end, and I'm going to tie a string across. And I think because it's a post, I can tie lots of strings across. That's what I'm going to do. Look at that. I just planted a little tiny bit of bee balm here. A little tiny bit. And look at how much there is now. And the place I took it from has a lot too. Isn't this gorgeous? Who would have thought that it would look like this after being here for, how many years we've been here? 12, 13? Oh, look at these flowers. Those were my free ones from the store. They threw away all the dead plants. I cut them off and planted them, and they weren't dead at all. This is a weed. I have left it and waited to see what it does, and it makes these tiny little flowers, like about 10 tiny little flowers. It's certainly not worth the room it takes up. That was another dead bush. So there you have it. My flowers. Look at this nice place. See all these? These are wildflowers. Don't they add a nice touch? Look at how pretty what is this called? Queen Anne's lace. They're such pretty flowers, but they're weeds. So you've got to get rid of them. Well, they're not a weed in my garden. They're beautiful. There's always a bug right in the middle. Look at that. And he didn't disappoint me this time either. And these, somebody was digging these up because they didn't like them. Can you imagine not liking them? It's like mullein, only it's got color in it. See, that one is a different one. And I didn't have this many of them. They are just multiplying. See, there's one I started with. See those tall purple things? Aren't they pretty? And this, a friend of mine was throwing away all these obedience plants. So she just was pulling them up, throw them away. And I planted them. I didn't even cut them off yet. And look at what's happening. These plants are turning toward the sun. Can you believe that? They're still growing. I figured I was going to have to cut them off so that they could do something. I doubt they'll flower, but you never know. This is quite amazing. That's That's a wild mint. It smells really good. And look at this. I think I found out the name of this too. But I forget what it is now. I thought it started with an M. Isn't it lovely? That's the compost. There's not as much growing here right now. Ha! Look at this, a nettle plant. Now some people say they don't taste any good once they've gone to seed, but that's a bunch of hogwash. They taste just as good anytime, and you can still dry them, but I would hold them like that and don't touch them, because if you touch them you will regret it. You will rue the day. Isn't that a cool phrase? Rue the day. What does that mean? Rue. You will wish you hadn't? That's what it's supposed to mean, I guess. Do you like my new door? I do. Okay, so this gets to hang up high. Oops, I'm just going to let it sit there until it wilts. Okay, I don't want it to touch me. There we go. It's going to wilt. And then it'll dry. Like these. These are my catnip. I have to take them off. So that was my second video of how my beautiful garden is growing. And I just love sharing it with somebody because nobody will see it but me and my husband and my kids. He likes it. He's so pleased I planted it all. Okay, see ya.